Welcome back for an exciting interview at Figure and Food between Paris and Farinaz Lari, the #1 ranked female world champion for kickboxing. Thank you so much for watching.
Today we have an incredible and inspiring guest with us, who was also our celebrity challenger. She's the first Iranian woman to ever win World Cup Kickboxing Championships in 2011 and again in 2013. She's #1 ranked fighter in the 52 kilo World K1 Rules, World Association of Kickboxing Organization. And she is recently win Canadian female flyweight. So congratulations on your most recent win. So how does it feel?
Feels great. Now relaxing a little bit and back to training again.
Oh really? You already started your training? Yeah. Wow. How long did you take off?
48 hours.
48 hours?
Yeah.
Did you eat a lot?
I did. I had a lot of sweets and burgers.
That's good. That's good. Okay, that's amazing. So let's start from the beginning. So can you explain a little bit about Muay Thai?
Yeah. So everybody knows kickboxing. It's boxing for arms and then kicking like karate for legs. But with Muay Thai, you also have elbows and knees.
Oh.
And then some upper body wrestling that we call clinching. So with kickboxing, it's, I guess you can say, a little bit less intense. With Muay Thai, it's more intense, more action.
Oh, okay. So how did you get into this martial art? Because I know that originally you were in gymnastics.
Yeah. So when I was younger, my parents, I wanted to do martial arts, and the only martial arts I knew was Taekwondo. Mm-hmm. And then my parents didn't allow it because they said it's not for girls. It would be gymnastics. And then after a couple of years in gymnastics, because I was living in Iran, I realized it's not going anywhere. Women couldn't compete. The maximum competition was Islamic Women Cup or something. So my coach at the time, she said, go pick a sport that you can become something at. And then my parents didn't still allow it. So I just turned 18 and did it myself.
Oh, that's awesome. So you were the rebel.
Yes. Yes.
Well, that's interesting about rebelling though, because now that I know you personally, you have very peaceful and kind personality.
Thank you.
And taking martial art, that is very, to me, that was the first thing that stood out. That with your character and going into fight. So how does these connected to each other?
I feel like a lot of people say the same thing, but how I look at it, it's not fighting. It's an art. It's really martial arts. It's you're going in there to show your technique, to show not just other people but also your opponent that you have worked so hard, and you are showing them why you're better.
That's an amazing way to look at it. Well, actually, that's so true, and this way actually shows your character, because I was looking at your fight and it definitely showed your technique.
Thank you.
So one of the things that you said that you're proud of, and I'm quoting you, is that you're proud of to be part of Muay Thai because respect and equality are pillars of the sport. Tell us about your biggest challenge as a woman in the sport.
So funny, the UN, the Violence Against Women division just emailed me yesterday asking about the same quote.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Nice.
They just wanted to know more about it. Honestly, because I'm from Iran and I moved here 5 years ago, I've always had to compete with the guys, but it's not at all that way. Women are competing with women, and that doesn't mean that they're different. It's just that in where I come from, women are considered less. You always have to not just prove yourself to other women, but to the men. And that was the most challenge, because most of the time, if they were sending a team, there were 5 guys and 2 girls, or they weren't sending any women. The most challenge, I think, was the first time I wanted to compete abroad, and I was chosen, but the president didn't like women in martial arts, so he decided that we can't go. I think that was the biggest. I didn't feel like it's a setback. I just felt like I have to convince him why I should go.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I think all these challenges made me appreciate the sport more.
Wow, that's amazing. So in Figure and Food, we are all about pushing personal boundaries and moving forward. And you're a perfect example, as you mentioned, of someone who pushed forward during most challenging time. What inspired you not to give up and put your guts every time and go into the ring and fight?
I think the first time I lost, winning is always a good reason to continue. When you win, you want to win again. But the first time I lost, I didn't want to exercise. I gave up on everything for 2 months, and then my husband, who was my coach at the time, he's so good with motivation. So he kept talking to me about how losses are supposed to make you better, and how every time he loses, he buys a new set of gloves and tries to keep himself motivated. I think he's the reason I kept on going. Yeah.
It's amazing to have a good support like that.
Yeah.
How about when it comes to the challenges, like being a woman in this kind of sport, that you mentioned that you have to prove yourself to the president. Why were you motivated to do that? What made you to fight back?
I said to it was the sports minister at the time, I said, not going is not an option. I've worked so hard and I've been chosen to go. He can't say no. I never thought that I'm not going. Right now, people keep messaging me on Instagram, emailing me, telling me, it's so hard for women. They don't appreciate women. Nobody anywhere appreciates anybody. You have to appreciate yourself. You have to fight for yourself. And that's what I did. I went to his office and I begged him that I want to go, because that was the only way.
Yeah.
And he accepted.
Nice. Good for you. That's amazing. Like, go and confront somebody that calls president. It's a big job. What, honestly. So now you're well educated, determined, and independent woman. How does it feel to be a role model for your international community? And we all know you have a lot of followers on social media. So how does it feel to be a role model?
I wouldn't call myself a role model. I hope that what I do inspires everybody to do more, expect more from themselves. Don't think that every challenge is there to stop you. If there is no challenge, there is no appreciation. You have to, every obstacle comes for you to fight so that you can improve. That's what life is about. That's what I want everyone to know, that nothing can stop you. If you really want something, you can get it.
That's perfect. And I know you are also a personal trainer. Is that what you do during your classes? Try to motivate and inspire your client?
100%. I had this girl today who's so amazing. Almost at the end of the workout, she said, "Oh my God, I'm so tired." And I said, "It's okay, it's the last 5 minutes. You've done so much. It's just the last 30 seconds or 1 minute." And then after, she said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad that I..." I said, "No, don't feel bad. This hour was an achievement."
True.
And it is.
Yeah.
You, if you don't feel tired, then you haven't done work.
True.
So yes, I absolutely want to motivate everybody every time they come.
So who was your role model before or now?
I've never had a specific role model for everything. I always try to look at the best of each individual person that I meet or see, and I just pick pieces.
Well, that's very smart. That's very smart of you. So let's switch gear a little bit.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your training routine and the role of nutrition in your performance.
Before I knew a bit about nutrition, all I could do was 3 times a week, because I needed rest. I couldn't. I just didn't have the energy to train again. And then obviously my body got stronger, and I recovered faster. So it moved up to 4 times a week. But ever since I learned about nutrition and the roles and what it does if you eat at the right time and the right things and not too much, or not less than what you should have, and try to get as much fresh ingredients as possible. My life has changed. I can train twice a day, and that's what's happening right now. And some weeks I don't even take a day off, and everybody keeps telling me, oh, take a day off, your body needs rest. Honestly, with the right amount of sleep, if you get 6 to 7 hours of sleep and you eat right, no.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
because that's what I've heard too, that you need to take a rest day.
Yeah, and it is true. If your body needs rest, you'll know. You can't perform as well. But when you wake up every day and you're fresh as the first day.
That's true. Well, that's amazing, and it's very. I'm glad that you actually mentioned eating the right thing at the right time, because that's what I try to do with our clients. That it's important to eat at the right time and the right amount. It's not starve yourself. But it's amazing that you mentioned it.